What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the B Main. We made it 22 episodes, and this week was NASCAR's championship weekend, where Heim, Jesse Love, and Kyle Larson are your top three NASCAR champions, and we're really going to go in depth and break that down this week. But before we get to that, we'll start out with how they got there. Last week at Martinsville, we had a 4-race weekend. First up, the modified tour. Justin Bonsignor won the race in relatively dominant fashion, but our friend Austin Beers locked in his first title with a P2 finish and becomes the youngest champion in series history at 22 years old.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, we talked about, what it would be like. And by the way, I was wrong. I misled you. It's episode 21. So I was so
It
incorrect.
is episode 21?
Yes.
That's
I should have
all
just
right.
looked
It's
at
all
our
right.
page before and checked myself. But I'm surprised you didn't double check me. So,
Yeah, it's all right. I just took your word for it.
well, thank you. Yeah, but Austin Beers, we talked about, we guesstimated he needed to finish for sure in the top 10. And I think
He
I
had
said
to finish ninth,
I
but
wanted
he
to
covered
say,
it
yeah,
greatly.
he covered it, because then you think about the bonus points as well. Eventually, Bonsignor would lead the most laps, and he started on pole, and he got a point for leading a lap. So that's 3
And he
points
won the
right
race.
there. Right, and he won the race, which I think was another one. So that was 4.
He did everything he could.
Yes.
Literally had a perfect race.
I think Beers with the bonus points, because Beers got 1 for leading, because he did lead. So it was 3 bonus points overall over Beers. I think Beers would have had to have finished 5th for it to be a tie with all the bonus points at the end of the day. Like you said, Bonsignor, I mean, could not have done anything differently. Just needed a position here, position there throughout the season. Bonsignor said himself, we just didn't have it, throughout the season. Beers was more consistent than us, and nothing went wrong for Beers. They didn't quite have the car to win. I really didn't think he had a second-place car just for the opening speed, but they worked on it, and, finishing second to Bonsignor, it's all he needed to do. I mean, he needed to do less than that, and so I think it was an excellent championship performance by Austin Beers. Very much deserved. Youngest Whelen Modified Tour champion in history. Beats out Ryan Preece by a couple months, and that's esteemed company to be beating Ryan Preece on that record. What do we know about Ryan Preece? Worked his way into the Xfinity Series and now races in Cup with RFK, having had his best year in the Cup Series in his career. And, in 5 years, 6 years, we could be saying that about Austin Beers.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part about him winning this championship is knowing the doors that opened for Ryan Preece and knowing that, they're the teams that they're racing for and up to this point in their career, very similar backgrounds. And the kind of guy they are, and just, a true racer. They're not, a lot of your older fans complain about all these rich kids that stay buying their way up to the Xfinity Series. And Austin's not one of those. And, he is kind of behind the his relative competition in age with the financial situation. A lot of these kids that are in trucks and Xfinity, but talent, I think he has enough to make up for that, and I think he's going to be able to open doors based on that champion sticker that's going to be on his fire suit for the rest of his career now.
Yeah, I think it was a good race overall. Obviously the big caution in the front straightaway, big red flag.
I will tell you this about being there for that. This was funny.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were there.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they had went green. I hear 2 cars drive by me, and I'm like, I just look up because I'd been messing with my phone because it was a caution, and I look up and I'm like, oh, there's 20 cars parked on the front stretch, all in a wad, and I'm like, what happened? So I had to open my phone and go on to Flow Sports and go rewind to the wreck to see what had happened.
I forgot you were there completely. Well, as we talk about this stuff, Martinsville weekend,
It was cold.
I want you to chime in. Oh, I bet. I've been up there during that time. I've absolutely cold. I'll be in Virginia this weekend. I'm going to see how cold it is.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, it's cold here in Mississippi. I can't imagine how freezing I'm going to be at the racetrack. Good thing I'm going to have a new Sobo embroidered sweatshirt.
Yeah, and you're going to be in the booth, too. I think y'all are going to have a heater.
Yeah, probably. But hey, I'll be on the racetrack all day on Friday getting stories. So, but we'll get to talk about that a little later in this episode about my upcoming ventures this weekend. Now we'll get to continue to relive Gavin's adventures from the Martinsville weekend. Yeah, congratulations to Austin Beers. He did a great job. Youngest champion in history. And I think with that, we can move on to the races. We're hoping to have Austin on next episode. Remember, he was one of our first guests. Obviously, he's fairly busy, so we're going to try to get him back on as soon as we can to talk about this season in much more depth. So, Truck Series at Martinsville. Corey Heim takes the win. And honestly, I don't think there was anything crazy controversial. Honestly, Gavin, the one thing that stuck out to me.
I don't like the tiebreaker for the Truck Series being the best finish of that round. I think the tiebreaker should go to most wins or most laps led or something that's based on the whole season, because we have playoff points going into the playoffs, and I don't like that tie being, oh, well, Caden Honeycutt finished one spot better this round. Like, I don't know. I just think that's kind of goofy.
Yeah. I've never really thought about it. I really don't think we get into...
There's not a lot of tiebreaker situations.
Exactly. And okay, all right. If you don't love it, what would you do instead? You do wins?
I say most wins is your first tiebreaker, and maybe laps led is your second tiebreaker.
Really? You jump to laps led rather than second place finishes or top five?
I mean, maybe second place finishes. But I feel like second place finishes, okay, that's cool. But if the tiebreaker is for wins as the first tiebreaker, the other thing you can do in front of the field other than win is lead laps.
Lead laps. Yeah.
That's my logic with it.
No, that's good logic. I like that. You were in position to win. Leading the field. I like that. I do. I guess I haven't really given much thought to it because I'm just like, oh, we don't incur the situation a lot.
Yeah, and that we're in a situation where we're having to have tiebreakers for elimination races is a whole nother can of worms and a whole nother conversation. But
we'll get into the format later.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about.
We're primed and ready.
But another driver I want to talk about from Friday night at Martinsville, Brent Crews led a bunch of laps.
Oh, yeah.
This kid is great.
Oh, my gosh.
He's phenomenal. Like, every time I watch him race, I get more impressed. Like, I remember 4 or 5 years ago seeing him at the Chili Bowl when he was 13 or 14 years old. Watching he's 17.
5 years ago? Yeah, I was going to say he had to be 12.
I think it was 4 years ago was the first time I got to watch him race at the Chili Bowl. He was 13 or 14, so it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was one of the faster cars of the week. I don't even remember if he made it to the A main that year or not, but, I mean, it's the Chili Bowl. If you can make it to the C main and the Chili Bowl, you're a pretty good race car driver.
Yeah. And, from what I've seen, he's got a lot of maturity for a young kid, and he's just fast. I mean, really.
I got to actually talk to him quite a bit Friday morning, doing some of our content for Victory Junction. Everything we do is more lighthearted. Everything that we've been doing the last 2 races I was at is kind of a campaign to get more male volunteers at camp. So, talking to what's better to get on a young guy's social media algorithm than talking to race car drivers.
Oh, seriously. Nothing much better.
But Brent is super mature past his age. I mean, he is right there with his teammates, as far as maturity. Gio's, I think, 20 or 21 years old. Corey's 23. Tanner's 25 or 26. And he really seems as mature as those guys. And he sits there and, has conversations with them. And it seems like you're talking to an adult, not talking to a kid when you talk to him.
Yeah. Well, especially with a lot of these young guys, you have to grow up fast in the racing world. Especially with the drivers getting opportunities at younger ages. And I love it. We just talked about, he's not going to be at the Snowball Derby. I hate that because I would love to meet him and get to talk to him and a lot of these people that I know that But, yeah, he shows a lot of maturity. I think another, also before I move on, very flashing of Connor Zilisch-esque for Brent Crews.
Mm-hmm.
Within
They
Arkham
remind me a lot of
Menards.
each other.
I mean, it's just that he's so young and yet so talented. Like he is nowhere near the ceiling. The same that I
Mm-hmm.
feel for Connor Zilisch, and he's come onto the scene and he has performed as a part-time driver usually probably shouldn't. Even someone getting in such good equipment as a Tricon car. But for someone at his age, it's very unlikely that they perform at the level that he has been performing. We've seen it on road court. We saw it at Charlotte. We saw it at Martinsville. We've seen it, especially towards the back half of this season. I think he's really gotten a good handle on that truck from his time in the TA2 Trans Am and winning that championship the year prior, as well as, just all of his stock car performance. Obviously ran super late models last year, done some offhand work here and there with ARCA Series, obviously with Joe
he's made the
Gibbs.
Chili Bowl. He's made the Chili Bowl A-Main. He's made the Snowball. He's made the show at the Snowball Derby. He won a TA2 championship, and he's leading laps in the Truck Series. I mean,
what more of a resume can you have? Seriously.
I mean,
put him in high limit.
Ridiculous.
Put him
he's
in
ridiculous.
high limit.
He'd perform. I mean, put him. I think you could send him to a dirt late model show with Lucas or the World Outlaws, or send him to a 410 show, and I think he would find a way to be competitive immediately.
Golly.
That's just the kind of talent he is.
Yeah. Well, another driver that I wanted to talk about, and it's a bit on the opposite side, is Lane Riggs. Lane Riggs is also clearly talented. He's a little bit older. This is his sophomore year in the Truck Series.
Won a lot of races.
Something I noticed in the Truck Series was quite a bit of immaturity in his racecraft. I saw him pushing when he didn't need to push, and I saw him making those little tiny mistakes that eventually took him out of making it to the round of 4, to the championship 4. And he's got to clean those up. He will not win a championship with those tiny mistakes. And I'm surprised to see it from a driver at his age, in his second year in the Truck Series with his dad as his role model. I don't know. I just remember watching and I was like, those are not great moves. That's not. It just looked like he was overdriving the car.
All the tools are there, but he has maturing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He is a very raw talent, and it's a lot of talent, but it's still pretty raw.
Yeah, and I talk about this, and I've got to imagine each driver I ever talk about is going to listen to us. And I never say any of this in a negative light, but obviously no driver is perfect. And Lane Riggs has things to clean up. We saw earlier in this season at Charlotte as well as North Wilkesboro, some clear mistakes getting into it with Corey Heim, taking themselves both out of contention for the win. And while this wasn't the same deal at Martinsville, I was watching his racecraft and him. How is he driving when this is on the line? And he forced himself into errors. They may not have been big, but they were enough.
Yeah, I mean, he got to racing too hard with Corey Heim and made some mental errors, bad decision making that cost him a win and gifted a win to Chandler Smith back at North Wilkesboro.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I'm assuming that was the incident you were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. But yeah, we can go to Xfinity. I don't remember any major controversies except there's one thing in the Truck Series I do want to talk about. Heartbreak for Rajah Caruth, who was second.
Yes.
And a aggressive but not dirty move from Caden Honeycutt. Just hard racing, short track, Martinsville. Nothing dirty, nothing malicious.
No.
Tailpipe cut the cut the tire. Exhaust cut the tire on Rajah's car, and at a track that short, you don't have enough room to stop without hitting the wall.
Yeah, well, and the odds of that are just so low. Even when you're rubbing, that tailpipe doesn't stick out far. It really doesn't. But they must have made just the right contact in just the wrong place for Rajah. Didn't know it soon enough. Tire goes down on entry into 1. You really hated it for him, because he's going to go on and race part-time in the Xfinity Series next year with Junior Motorsports. We're not sure if he's going to try to find some other teams that might fill in to maybe a
Jordan
full-time
Anderson.
schedule.
Jordan Anderson. I think that's been announced, and he's going to be in Jordan Anderson's car when he's not running for Junior.
Okay. Do we know the
I think
31?
he's going to be in the 32. The 32, I think.
32? Okay.
The second car.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised.
Really
He's had good connections there this year.
Mm-hmm.
You ran a couple part-time races for them.
And I think with a driver as high of a profile as Raja, I can expect that team's equipment to get a little bit more of a boost from Chevrolet. I think Chevy's going to start putting a little bit more into that program in Xfinity. You know, they have juniors.
Definitely.
They're definitely their A program. They're what you would call their B program. Actually, just won the championship at RCR. So you can look at Jordan Anderson and say that that's Chevrolet's C program in the Xfinity Series, but I think they're going to start ramping up support at that race shop as well.
Yeah, definitely with 3 full-time cars. You know, haven't been announced, but I imagine Jeb Burton will probably be back in the 27. I've got to imagine.
Speaking of Jeb Burton.
What?
The Xfinity race, the beef.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't want to move on from Rajah real quick.
Oh, okay.
One thing, you know, Rajah, he obviously, you know, look at him, he's talented. But only, 2 wins in the Truck Series in his career?
Yeah, 2 wins. But his second win was a very impressive win.
It was. I want to see more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think next year is going to be really telling, especially getting into Junior Motorsports equipment. And can this kid rise to the occasion? He's not, you know, really a kid anymore. Can Rajah rise to the occasion? Can he find a way to more consistently compete in the top 5 and for wins? He competed in the top 5 a lot this season, but he fell short quite a couple of times.
Yeah.
I just want to see him excel just a bit higher. Obviously, this year was riddled with Corey Heim victories, and there were not going to be many to overcome that. And, you know, they're racing, obviously, one of the best. But, you know, all that aside, I think Rajah can do it. I just want to see it done.
Yeah, and that's what you got to step back and think is with how overwhelmingly good Corey Heim was, and then Lane Riggs picking up several wins.
Yes, the only one that could truly rival him.
When you step back and look at the standings, I know he didn't make the Final Four, but Rajah earned the second most points of any Truck Series driver this year.
Yeah, he was very consistent, and that is the mark of a champion. I'll always say that.
And he is a very smart driver. You hardly ever see him put himself in a bad spot. I think that his biggest drawback, and it has nothing to do with talent, I think it's aggression. I think he's under-aggressive.
Rajah?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at it. The stats from this year, 5 top 5s, 13 top 10s in 25 races. And while he was consistent, I want to see 17 top 10s, and I want to see 12 to 15 top 5s, more than 50% in both of those categories. It's a little over 50% in top 10s, but with top 10s you should be near 70 mark, and
especially in a Spire truck.
So, I you know, while we just talk about all that, I think there's more that we're missing. And I think he's going to have to show more if he wants to find a Cup Series ride. There are not a lot of openings right now. You know, there could be openings here and there. But I think there are a lot of young drivers that are waiting. You know, we talk about Corey Heim. He does not have a full-time gig next year. And who else?
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. But there are a lot of good prospects right now that could move into the Cup Series, but not enough availability.
Love.
Exactly. You have got to prove yourself above some of this other competition because the seats are truly limited right now.
Yeah, and I mean, and this isn't a knock on Rajah at all. When you go back to their ARCA, the time they spent in ARCA together, Nick Sanchez was the faster rev driver consistently.
Yeah.
And he's probably higher up in line to get a Cup ride than Rajah is right now. Taylor Gray, Carson Quapple. They're probably a little bit ahead of Rajah. Maybe even Lane Riggs and Caden Honeycutt, even though they're still returning to trucks, maybe a little bit ahead of him.
Yeah. Looking at Sanchez. Yeah, Sanchez, 7 top 5s, 12 top 10s. So one less top 10, but 2
this
more
is
top
Xfinity.
5s and 1 win. Oh, yeah, that's Xfinity. But
So he did race 10 more times.
That is a good point. I forgot about that. I forgot that Sanchez graduated. I was just thinking about it in general because Sanchez, he did a great job in that first year. So maybe now in this next year, you're looking to beat Sanchez's rookie stats. It's a little bit of a benchmark.
I think that's a good benchmark.
Because I would say that Big Machine racing car was a really fast Chevrolet this season.
Yeah, and when you realize that Rajah is going to be splitting between Dale Jr. and Jordan Anderson, if you met in the middle, you would get where that 48 car is.
That's a great point.
And so I think that is a really good benchmark for Rajah to hit, is everything that Nick Sanchez did this year. If you go to victory lane at all this year as a rookie, I think that's a success.
Absolutely,
because
I agree.
Even though Zilisch is going to be graduated, Corey Heim's most likely going to be in the Xfinity Series a majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Gray's still going to be around. Cup Series drivers are now going to be allowed 10 races as opposed to 5, so you're going to have to start competing with a few more Cup Series drivers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Xfinity Series is good.
Yes, yeah.
And if you can win an Xfinity race, you're a good driver.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So we'll have to look at that all to come. Now we can move on to Jeb Burton.
Okay. This is the only note I even made from the Xfinity race. I really don't even remember who won it at Martinsville. Oh, Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray. First career win. Shout out to him.
Seriously.
But Sam Mayer, Jeb Burton had been a little bit not happy with each other all race long. And you can kind of tell after the race by the way they talked. They probably have had – this issue wasn't a one-race thing. This has been brewing. But on the cool-down lap, Sam Mayer decides to, let's just say Matt Kenseth, Jeb Burton, into turn 1 on the cool-down lap. You can't do that.
Yeah, no. You can't insert wreck anytime.
No, and then after the race, one of my favorite sound bites ever, Sam Mayer said, and this is what Sam Mayer said. This is a quote. He doesn't have the it factor. He has the shit factor.
That's a crazy quote. Yeah,
and
I love the personality there. I'm glad he was honest about doing it. You know, I like a driver that's going to say, yeah, I wrecked him after the race. I don't like that he did it. Like, I don't want to see drivers wrecking each other after the race, destroying equipment for no reason. But I'm glad that he was at least honest about it. Now, I hope now that he's like, oh, crap, that was really stupid. And because that is not the mark.
Well, I mean, they suspended him.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm saying that's not the mark of somebody that is going to race in the Cup Series. Dale Jr. talked about it on the Dale Jr. download. You know, obviously, once you're part of the Junior Motorsports family, you're always a part of it. And he said, if I was to talk to Sam right now, I'd tell him this, you know, you believe you have the talent to get to the Cup Series, but actions like this will not get you there.
Mm-hmm.
And so a driver that, you know, is in his 3rd season in Xfinity, completing his 3rd season, this is that's just stuff you don't do. I mean, that's a move of a young aggravated rookie, not a 3rd-year Xfinity driver.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we got the moment because I think that interview is hilarious, but taking it to the step further of reflection, it was stupid.
and I really like Justin Allgaier coming over to him after the race, and really I called it giving him a dad.
Allgaier is the best.
Allgaier is one of the best guys ever. Like if you're not a Justin Allgaier fan, you are not on my friends list anymore. If you're not a Justin Allgaier fan.
Yeah, came up to him after.
And I think that was good because it wasn't the driver that he had the issue with, but you know Justin saw that and went over to him and was like, dude, you can't be doing that. And you have to imagine that Sam respects Justin a lot. They were teammates for 2 years. And Justin's kind of I call him the head of the Xfinity garage at this point.
Yeah. Well, drivers like Justin Allgaier will continue to make these series NASCAR good. in keeping the integrity of the racing.
Yeah, because, I mean, Justin's one of the few guys in Xfinity. You have him, Almirola, maybe a few other guys that really are able to keep the reins on these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because
they need mentors.
He is one of the older guys in the garage, but Austin Hill's not a mentor to any of these kids, I don't think.
No, he is not.
When I look at the Xfinity garage, I see Justin Allgaier and I see Ryan Sieg as the two full-time Xfinity guys that are, teaching these kids, and that all these young guys can come up to and be around for advice.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you. We need someone like that in every series. Just making sure, especially with kids coming in younger and younger now, we need drivers that are, of that more veteran status and have that wisdom, and that can say, hey, what you did was dumb, but here's how you can improve. And here's, it's okay. Like, we all make mistakes, but here's what you need to do now. And you can learn from this. It's something you can grow past. And so, yeah, Justin Allgaier, absolutely one of the best. Just overall. So, yeah, Jeb Burton and Mayer get into the deal. It's interesting. I'm going to be talking to Jeb Burton this weekend, actually on Friday, and I kind of want to talk to him about it. It's hilarious. I'm obviously, again, we're going to get into it, but I'm commentating the Krush 250 this weekend that is benefiting the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. And obviously Ward Burton's daughter is obviously one of the heads within the Wildlife Foundation. So we had a meeting with her last week just talking about a lot of stuff, preparing for the race. And we were getting into the meeting, and she said, we were talking about, interviewing her dad and everything. She was like, sometimes I got to talk to him about some talking points to make sure we talk about things. And she said, maybe I need to get some talking points to my brother. And we died out laughing on our meeting. It was absolutely hilarious. So, because it was 2 days after this incident, and we all thought it was hilarious. So it's going to be a good race. But again, we'll get to talk about that in just a little bit.
And in the Cup race at Martinsville, you had some drivers that were in a must-win, and William Byron, he won. And he had the best car all weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ryan Blaney started P31, drove all the way to the front, and, Byron kind of bullied his way behind, but I don't think it was a dirty move. I mean, you have to make that move at this point in the season at Martinsville.
Blaney said himself, he said, I would have done the same thing.
Like when it happened, I was mad because, I know Ryan pretty well, and I was not happy about it. But then, you get a couple days to reflect on it, and then even Ryan saying it's an okay move, you're like, yeah, I mean, if my driver didn't do that, I would be mad. If I was, part of a team and my driver was in that spot and backed out of it, I wouldn't be happy with him.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to the championship weekend. Corey Heim absolutely dominated. Did everything he needed to do. At the end of the race, late caution, overtime, takes 4 tires. Sends it 7 wide. 7 wide.
I honestly was very questionable about the 4-tire call. I really was.
I was too. But I mean, people have already been complaining on Twitter, oh, that move is stupid and it's not really that exciting because this format is dumb and it wouldn't have happened under another format. And I'm like, okay, but it was awesome. It was 7 wide.
It's awesome.
Like, if you're mad about a 7 wide pass.
Well, here's the thing. He caught up with Majeski, but Majeski had a huge amount of momentum going down to turn 3. I really wonder if Heim could have gotten there without a caution. I think it would have been close, and I think he probably would have done it if it was 4 fresh tires versus none.
I thought he was going to get there.
Well, we'll never know, but still, a 2-lap shootout, it was going to be close no matter what, even with him being buried in the field with just 2 laps to be able to try to go up and take it from Majeski. But, I mean, no matter what, he made the move, gained the positions, caution comes out, restarts, I think, 3rd? or maybe
Second
it was
or
second,
third.
and takes the lead. Well, and no
It
surprise,
doesn't
he was
look
on
back.
those fresh tires. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
I mean,
Corey Heim finally won the championship that he deserved. I mean, honestly, should be a 3-time champion.
he is one. This is a crazy
He's
stat
like the
I saw.
6th winningest driver in Truck Series history.
Yeah, okay, so we can all agree that Matt Crafton is one of the staples of the Truck Series and potentially a NASCAR Hall of Famer with his 3 Truck Series championships.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can agree on that.
Yeah.
Since North Wilkesboro last season, Corey Heim has won more races than Matt Crafton has career wins.
What is it?
In a season and a half.
Yeah, isn't Matt Crafton's 15?
15 or 16, something
Yeah.
like that. And
Yeah.
raced for 25 years.
25
and
years.
Corey Heim won a 3-time champions worth of career wins in a year and a half.
That's insane.
I mean, part of me wants him to stay in the Truck Series just so he can break every record.
I know. Well, he'd be breaking his own by then, you know?
Yeah,
I want to see this guy excel. I really do. And so I really hope that it works out for him and that Toyota can find him a place. Because you got to beg the question, like we talked about earlier, how long is Corey Heim going to wait? I mean, we've seen him at Bristol. He was P6. He finished 6th in the Cup Series race. As a part-time driver.
In a race that was brutal on tires at a track that is known for the best of the best being the drivers that are good there. And if you're not good, you're not going to be good at Bristol.
Yes.
And he was up there racing with the guys that are locks for the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
I mean, at this point, his season might be just as, if not more, impressive than what Connor Zilisch is doing.
Oh, I think it's at least the only reason it's not just as is because he's not a rookie. Like, that's it.
And because it's trucks and not Xfinity.
Exactly. So, finally gets a championship that he deserved. I was very nervous when that caution came out because I was worried.
He was 1 win short of winning over half the races.
Gosh. Well, and think about it. He had like 4 wins taken away from him, like in waning laps of races. Like he
led a lap, and he led laps in every single race.
Never been done before in any of the top 3 NASCAR series ever.
I mean, he's doing things that Richard Petty didn't do.
No.
I mean,
good freaking job, Corey Heim. Much deserved.
Yeah.
Much
it's
deserved.
Insane.
And you can't hang your hat on, should he be a 3-time champion? Because it's highly likely. But he finally got that championship, at least, that he definitely, absolutely deserved in his amazing Truck Series career. Don't know what next year's going to look like. I hope for the Xfinity Series at the least in finding something. But
I've heard he's part-time across all 3 series.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if he's racing every week at some level in NASCAR's top 3 series, that's good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
If he is at the racetrack every week of the season, that's a success.
I think so. So, yeah, I think now we can move into the Xfinity Series. Their last ride, one final lap. And it was a great race, obviously, for Xfinity. Xfinity's done a lot for the Xfinity Series. It's going to be really weird.
Xfinity Mobile.
It's going to be really weird trying to get used to another name next year. But we're going to have to. We're going to have to find some sort of abbreviation.
You think every interview they're going to say this car was as reliable as O'Reilly Auto Parts?
No, they're not. Because Justin Allgaier literally said we're not doing that. Literally on Dale Jr. download.
I think it'd be funny, though.
I'd get so annoyed. Anyway, let's just jump straight to the obvious. The the thing that everybody feared heading into this championship weekend happened.
Connor Zilisch didn't win the championship. He didn't even win the Owners' Championship. And I feel like him winning Rookie of the Year is a slap in the face, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the best rookie But I mean,
Really?
at the same time, yeah, exactly. I feel like
He's the
he's
best
gonna look.
rookie in history, actually.
I feel like if I was him, and when I get that trophy, I'm either putting it on my desk in my office where I can see it every day to remind me, just as motivation to do better,
Yeah.
and not a reminder of how good I did.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a reminder of success. That's motivation from a failure, honestly. And not that, and I'm not calling his season a failure at all. I mean, it was
No.
amazing, but just it was a gut punch.
Everyone will know that it was a championship-worthy season.
I mean,
Everybody will remember that.
Even Jesse Love was like, I mean, this is, even he was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. I'm the champion. But like, even he knew that Connor had the most amazing, maybe best season in Xfinity history.
Oh, he did, especially a rookie. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It is really tough. And
I am
think,
gonna say this. I was impressed, and I was enjoying watching Jesse Love drive the wheels off his race car towards the end of the race.
Everything that happened is nothing, like taking nothing away from Jesse Love. Like, he is the champion, but
and he drove an amazing race. He drove the best race of his career.
He really did. And you know, I'll accept that. He is the 2025 Xfinity Series champion. With the format, you know, we said it last year about Joey. And obviously, we're big fans. You play the game with everything that you're given. And the format, this is how it works. And you play to that. Jesse Love had a pretty decent season, fairly consistent, and got himself to the round of 4. And there you go. You just have to finish in front of the other 3. It's exactly what he did. And so the biggest statement that stands out for me, don't hate the player, hate the game. And we've been knowing, like, I don't even think you can be mad at NASCAR anymore because they realize that the system really isn't working anymore and into last year. And so they've already they decided in January to make changes. The whole year they've been having meetings all year long about what the format will be next season. And I see all these comments, you know, on, oh, this is ridiculous. Screw NASCAR. Like, this playoff sucks. Like, this is so dumb. And it's like, okay, even if it is dumb, they've already recognized that, hey, maybe we need to do this differently. They've been meeting all year about it. Like, you can't just change it midway through the season. They actively, after what was a quote-unquote controversial championship by Joey last year, said, maybe we need to go about this differently and find a better way to crown a champion. Again, fully legitimized in every order of all the champions that have been in this playoff format since 2014. But I see so many people, oh, NASCAR is so dumb. Like, this is such a dumb format. It's like they're already actively making changes to make it better.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen a lot of people as well talk about, you know, I'm going to keep watching, but, you know, I don't like this. I didn't like it, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And, again, I also look back. NASCAR has said, hey, we're going to make some changes. And, you know, but it's obviously has to stay this way this year. And, you know, again, that's the way it is, and that's how these drivers had to go out and perform to it. You may not like it. I didn't love it, but I don't know.
And, I mean, there's really nothing else to say other than,
no.
Dang.
Seriously.
I mean, you just look at it and go,
I think everyone just hoped that Zilisch would have another amazing race and he would go out and win. Because, I mean, I can't imagine being in Zilisch's shoes. Like, it was the championship-worthy season, and he will not be called the champion. But at the end of the day, I think it's just a title. It's going to suck that, you know, probably when we look at him in 2 years or 3 years, and he's probably fighting for a Cup Series championship, that when they talk about him and put up on the graphic, they're going to put second or what is it, third in Xfinity Series in 2025, and not champion. So people are going to remember this, and I hope that what NASCAR has in store for next year and what the committee and a lot of their partners have been working on in making changes for 2026 is going to make us not forget this, but allow us to give NASCAR a pat on the back and say, hey, good job.
And I don't know what their answer is going to be. So I don't know if we're going to be patting them on the back or if we're going to be shaking our fist at them even harder.
I don't know. Hey,
But,
I've said it all season long. If you did one thing, take out when you're in, and change the. I think here I'll say it out, and I think I've said it before. In the simplest way, take out winning you're in throughout the regular season, the playoffs, and then make the playoffs a 3-3-4. You still get the excitement of the playoffs and a cutoff. It's great for stories. It's great for broadcasters. It's awesome for fans. There's these big moments that drivers have to live up to. But all the drivers that have made it to that point have truly made it there by winning. And being there throughout the entirety of the regular season. You wouldn't see a driver that gets one win and had 3 top 5s after 26 races.
I mean, I see that as fair.
I really wish I could whisper in someone's ear in the committee that idea. I really do.
And that might be the most likely scenario of what happens.
I think so. I hope so. Because I think that would solve a lot of our issues.
Yeah, you want to go to Sunday's race, and the thing everybody's been talking about, people probably want to hear less about because they're so frustrated.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson, 25 NASCAR Cup Series champion. I will say he did earn the most regular season points all year. And so from that standpoint, he should be called the legitimate champion. And I don't think people should be mad, but he won a winner-take-all event without leading a lap.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, too. Like,
NASCAR promised
the stats were much closer.
And NASCAR not promised, but pretty much set up an entire system so the winner, or not the winner, but you had to have a winning performance on the last race of the year to win the championship.
Yeah.
And Kyle Larson didn't lead a single lap.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just felt the end of the broadcast, the vibes were off. Social media just feels weird. The press conference after the race was kind of depressing. I don't know. That's what bothers me more than Larson winning, is just the energy was negative in the media center after the race.
Yeah. Well, and here's my thing as well. Yes, this is a bit of a product of the one race championship round. It absolutely is. But I think, and again, I'm not mad at Goodyear at all, but obviously the tire issues played a huge factor in the day.
And I will say this. I feel like every crew chief is running under the recommended tire pressure that Goodyear recommends. It says,
you are.
This tire will not last, because if you run the recommended tire pressure, you're going to run 27th.
Yeah.
And I would rather run up front and risk blowing a tire as run 27th.
Well, that's what a lot of these drivers had to do, because the championship was on the line. They were forced into that box. And
yeah, I mean,
obviously we saw the tires go down.
All 4 drivers had tire problems.
Yep.
It was just I
think the thing was, the story for Denny Hamlin. 6 wins on the year. Excellent statistics. Again, besides the win category, Kyle Larson matched what Denny Hamlin did in all aspects.
All year, yeah.
So again, if you talk about like Kyle Larson is absolutely a legitimate champion. You know, we just
he's
talked
a very
about
legitimate champion.
we just talked about Zilisch and Love and the difference. This is not the same deal. This is not the same deal at all.
All four of these drivers would have been a legitimate champion.
Yes, exactly. So it was a very different setup for the Cup Series and the Championship 4. I think the thing was that in the winner takes all one race round, the driver that dominated didn't win.
It just
and especially with Hamlin's this story. I mean, here's the thing. Here's a guy who has been trying to earn a championship for 20 years. He has won 60 races. He is the winningest driver to never win a championship. All the while, he is racing at, some would say, maybe even now his prime, at 40-plus years old. The time clock is ticking. He shouldn't have any more time left, but yet he does. And above it all, his father is actively passing away, is terminally ill, and he's trying to win a championship so his dad can see it. You can't ask for a better story for fans to root for. All of our friends, none of us are Denny Hamlin fans, but all of us could agree that we felt that Denny Hamlin should have won that. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Like, I legitimately, when I saw what happened, my heart kind of sank because I was like, everything almost aligned. And a driver that has worked so hard, not only in all his past years, but especially this year. And think about it. How much time has he been away from his dad? How much time does he have left with his dad? And it all would have been, not that it's not worth it now, but it would have made it so much more worth it if he could have come back with that championship. And I don't know, it steps out of the racing bounds as well. And just speaking from a human standpoint, like, I cannot begin to think about the emotions that he felt and that he is still feeling even now. And I think that's what a lot of fans were feeling, even fans that don't like Denny Hamlin at all, that the story was too perfect and that it should have been his.
And to be taken away by a tire failure inside of 5 to go.
Awful.
And the race went into overtime.
It sucks. And that's the thing. It's not on NASCAR. It's not on William Byron. It's not on Goodyear. It just happened, and it sucks.
I mean, it reminds me a lot of 2 years ago in the Lucas Oil Championship. Jonathan Davenport ran an almost flawless season. And so did Ricky Thornton. And Hudson O'Neal was also, they were very close in points. And Hudson O'Neal won the championship because the track conditions at Eldora were terrible.
Yeah.
And there's too many moments in a winner-take-all scenario where it just doesn't. There's too many outside factors that are other than the drivers in the cars.
This is not like football. It's not like baseball. All the players that are not fighting for a championship are still there.
Yeah, there wasn't a scenario this year in the World Series where it's, the Dodgers and Seattle, or the Dodgers and the Blue Jays are in Game 7 against each other. The Milwaukee Brewers weren't going to show up and win the game over both of them.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to Ryan Blaney for winning the race.
Yeah, seriously. He did a great job.
And he didn't even get a victory lane interview on TV.
Are you serious?
They might have showed it on Peacock afterwards. They interviewed Larson and Hamlin and went right off the air, right into Sunday Night Football.
Wow.
Into the pregame for Sunday Night Football, an hour and a half pregame show. So it was still an hour and a half before kickoff of the football game, and they were like, all right, if you want to keep watching, go over to get on your phone or your laptop or your smart TV and get on Peacock, a paid service additional to cable or satellite TV, whatever you have. I don't know. It was just, that bugged me too.
Yeah. I just, again.
When it's your last race of the year, this is the last time you were on TV all season. And I know this isn't NASCAR's fault. This is on the network. at least put the post-race show on TBS or True TV or
Yeah.
USA. Like, NBC splits their races and their coverage. You know, they put practice and qualifying on True TV. They put some races on USA. Throw your post-race show on a TV network at least.
The streaming crap it's just crap in my opinion.
Sorry,
and that's not even, I'm not even calling it NBC because I like NBC. I hopefully I maybe want to work for them one day. I want to go ahead and preface that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in all of media, like the streaming, all this stuff of redirecting is, oh my gosh, have we gotten to a bad place?
Yeah. This is the last time NASCAR is going to be on TV until February, and they're putting it on a streaming service for post-race. And I don't know, that just kind of, and that's not like an awful end of the world thing. That's just like really, guys? Really?
Well, honestly, the vibes were definitely low after the Xfinity race, and then after that moment. I just hope that fans continue to have hope.
I mean, I hope that this weekend didn't turn off too many fans. And I know there's always people threatening, I'm never watching NASCAR again. And then they watch the next race and they're calling into SiriusXM. They're leaving a voicemail on the Dale Jr. download. They're sitting in the stands wearing their favorite driver's shirt after they just said they're done watching the sport.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I hope Denny Hamlin comes back because everybody's been drawing comparisons to the end of Carl Edwards' career. Where he had a championship pulled away from him.
It's not the same at all.
And
Carl Edwards, literally, I mean, you listen to his episode with Dale Jr., he said everyone finally figured out why he left. The Lord was literally calling him away from racing. The Lord literally told him that he was never meant to be a NASCAR driver. And so he stepped away. Not because he lost a championship. So, and I think a lot of people probably haven't listened to that interview. I also know that Carl Edwards, after that, became deeply involved in his faith. I don't think Denny Hamlin has one. I'm not sure. He doesn't talk about it. I don't know. But
it's not
a lot of people are drawing comparison
it's not a public
to that.
Thing.
Yeah. A lot of people are drawing comparison to that. Very different.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the NASCAR season. That's going to be the last time we're going to be in depth on the series that kind of the reason we're both here.
Yeah, man, we haven't really thought about what we're going to do after the NASCAR season ends.
I mean, there's still a little bit of racing left.
Oh, I know.
You're going to South Boston this weekend.
I know. Well, let's talk about it.
You're going to be at the racetrack.
I am. The off season never. What is an off season?
What's an off season? I just got done watching the midgets at Millbridge. I'm
so excited. I've been doing a lot of work today. Obviously, I talked to you about it earlier. Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. That's what this race is benefiting. Everyone that comes to the race that buys tickets will be able to support the Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation. All that money will go straight to them, and it's going to be awesome. $12,000 to win, $75,000 to pay out throughout the field. It's $1,500 to start. So we got some pretty good names. Obviously, a lot of them have been posted on our social medias. Parker Eatman is going to be driving with Matt Piercy Racing. Who else?
Is that a new combination?
This is a new combination. I want to talk to him this Friday about his deal with Hettinger as well now with Matt Piercy Racing. Is this just for the rest of the season? Is he going to be back with Hettinger? Who knows? He's had an all-round crazy year. Andrew Grady will be in it. Obviously, Jeb Burton will be in the race. I'll get to talk to him. Tate Fogelman will be there. Who else? Let's see. I'm looking through. Laney Bice will be there. I finally get to meet Laney Bice, and I'm extremely excited about that. Bobby McCarty will be there. Caden Honeycutt will be there. I'm excited to talk to Caden Honeycutt for the first time because
we're going to get to spend a lot of time with Caden Honeycutt this offseason.
I know. I was going to say I get to talk. I'm going to preview him a little bit on the Snowball Derby and see it a little bit and see if maybe we can get him on the podcast before. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see if we can make that work. But anyway, it's a good prestigious list. Ward Burton will be in attendance. Obviously, Michael Waltrip will be there. Jeff Burton will be there. And Michael Waltrip and Jeff Burton, one or the two of them, might join us in the booth. So I might get to work alongside Jeff Burton or Michael Waltrip. Either way, I'm really excited.
I mean, I can't think of anything more exciting than
Selfies,
that. I mean, that's awesome.
selfies will be had. And so I'm really blessed by this opportunity. Obviously, everything with South Boston. We're going to be on Racing America. Sadly, we'll not be on Flow Racing. I know that stinks. They have the Wards, the Burtons. They have a really good connection with Racing America, so that's why they've elected to go that direction. But anyway, it's a 250 lap race, $12,000 to win. We have 29 entries. It's probably going to be 30.
Is it a pay-per-view or is it will a subscription get me viewership?
I don't know, but I think either way, a monthly subscription will probably still end up being cheaper for you, even if it was a pay-per-view.
Okay, then I'm definitely going to do that because I mean, that's some of the only racing going on. Or will the replay be up? Will the replay be free?
Yeah, but it'll probably be like 3-4 days after. That's just how their system works. Yeah. So anyway, I know. So anyway, it's going to be a good one. I have got a lot of work to do to finish up all of my notes, but it's going to be great. I am excited that I get to do it, and it's going to suck, though, not being able to call a race in person for like 5 months.
Womp womp.
I know. So, but hey, hopefully, then I'll never have a 5-month break ever again, because hopefully next year I get to move up to Charlotte, be in the area, do more work, all the stuff. So,
be doing things with people.
Exactly. And I'm really excited about that. But again, every opportunity I get is a massive, massive blessing. It's going to be a fun race. It's going to be an awesome weekend. I'm glad to be back at the racetrack. And then we'll be at Five Flags. You and I will finally get to meet in person.
I'm so excited for that because the entry list for the Snowball Derby
already stacked.
And it is ridiculous. I'm going to pull that up right now and let's just kind of go through it together and just talk about the names that stick out.
We don't have to go through everybody. We'll talk about it stick out.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, we'll go through it and just talk about the names.
First one that sticks out, Michael Atwell, winner of the 2025 Rattler at South Alabama Speedway. Was on rails there, led almost every lap. Obviously, Eric Jones, current Cup Series competitor. And
Johnny Sauter, Truck Series champion.
I was going to say Cup Series champion, Johnny Sauter.
Truck.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Truck. I was going to say, I don't remember him being on the Cup Series list.
Truck.
Tristan McKee, obviously, this year. He ran pro late models, a lot of late model stocks, but I don't know if he's ever run a super late model.
We've talked about it. He's a driver that I'm really high on. I like Tristan McKee a lot.
Yeah.
Derek Kraus.
Derek Kraus, there you go, in his number 9. I'm also going to look at Hudson Bolger and Max Reeves. Hudson Bolger ran the Snowflake last year. He's run a couple of select pro late model races and late model stock races with the Cars Tour this year, but will run the Snowball Derby for the first time. And then obviously Max Reeves, 3-time ARCA Menards Series winner. I'm interested to see how he's going to perform. And then, of course, Caden Honeycutt, last year's winner.
I think this race for Max Reeves is the race we're going to get to find out what he's made of.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, when you show up to an ARCA race, especially an ARCA East or West race and not ARCA National race, in the Joe Gibbs 18 car, you're at such a big advantage that nobody really knows what you're made of.
Yeah.
And we're really going to get to see what he's made of. Because obviously he did win these ARCA races. He was up front. He raced equal to Brent Crews and Brendan Queen on the national ARCA level. So we know he at least has a good amount of talent.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to really get to see it where it's going to be a field that's a little more even. He's going to be in a very competitive car, but there's going to be other great cars around him, other great, amazing drivers around him. So we're going to get to see the amount of talent Max Reeves really has.
Yeah. I agree.
Caden Honeycutt.
Last year's winner.
A driver you love.
Yes, I do. I get to talk to him this weekend. I'm so lit. I'm so excited.
Yeah. We have a TBA there's an open spot for Donnie Wilson, so interested to see who hops in that car.
Well, and I'm interested about that as well because George Phillips has run that car all year long with Donnie Wilson Motorsport.
And he's not in it.
It doesn't look like it. So maybe they're looking for a little bit more money for George Phillips. I know he's got a big deal with CitruSafe, so that makes me think that maybe he's not in it. So,
I mean, I think the best thing to do, you got to look at Toyota's pipeline right now of drivers that they have with backing across all levels, really. So I'm just interested to see who hops in that car.
yeah.
Because it could be anybody from a super experienced guy to a 15 or 16-year-old kid. You don't really know.
Yeah, no. We have no idea.
Gavin Boschel, pretty good, pretty solid super late model guy.
Rookie of the year in super late models this year for ASA. Had a very good season. Of course, Bubba Pollard. Bubba Pollard, everybody knows Bubba Pollard. Dawson Sutton had a fairly decent Truck Series season this year. But he just won the Winchester 400. So he's coming off of a super late model win. Who else? Cole Butcher.
Yeah, and Cole Raz, who's an ARCA West regular last year, ran a decent amount.
Cole Raz, I think he finished top 10. I think it might have been 7th last year in the Derby. It was a good performance.
He made his Xfinity debut this year. I don't know how well I don't remember him doing very well.
It was a sick-looking car, by the way.
Also, here's a name we're excited to talk about.
Well,
Timothy Watson.
Old Timothy Watson. He is in.
We know that guy.
We know that guy. I'm so excited. The boys are going to all be together in Pensacola less than a month. Actually, 1 month from now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great week.
It's going to be awesome. No, Graxton, your good buddy will be there. You can now formally introduce me, even though I technically met him last year, but not really. I actually have a picture in him with this sweatshirt.
Speaking of Noah, I got a great Noah story from Martinsville. So this was Saturday, and one of our interviews for Victory Junction was Todd Gilliland. And so the interview was either at 1 or 2, and it was like 1:58 or 12:58. It was like right before it. And we're sitting there just talking, before, just to kind of get to know him a little better before I do the interview. And he's like, hey, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. So he goes, gets in the porta potty. Noah sticks his head out of, like something out of Scooby-Doo, half opens the door of the hauler, sticks his head out, just his head out, then swings it all the way open, sprints to the porta potty, zip ties the door shut, sprints back, and goes right back into his hauler. And so we're like, oh, great. And then, so Todd's in there, tries to open the door. Instead of getting mad or yelling, he just texts his PR rep, hey, I'm stuck. Which was pretty funny. And then shortly after that, I mean, you have people are videoing it, people are laughing at him, and they finally had to go find a knife to cut the zip tie off because Noah got it on there so tight.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
So it was a pretty funny interaction.
That's so hilarious.
So we back to the names. Creighton Leipzig.
The Canadian man gets another opportunity. Great for him.
I think he's a really solid driver.
He is.
This year, he didn't get to race full-time Cars Tour this year, and that made me mad because he's really good.
Yeah, he is.
Jake Garcia.
Truck Series competitor. Connor Jones, of course. I have high hopes for Jones this year and his newly reformed racing style. Of course, Matt Craig, a known competitor in ASA. Stephen Nasse, obviously, won a Snowflake 125 last year, but still has yet to ever win the Snowball Derby after over 15 years of competition. So
Jake Finch.
Jake Finch is in there. Another name I'm looking at, Hayden Plybon, ran top 5 for most of the race last year. Ryan Preece. I hope I get to talk to anyone. I'm going to try to talk to him and see how that goes. Carson Brown, he was competing for Rookie of the Year within ASA and just finished top 3 at Phoenix in the ARCA Menards West Series. Who else? Ty Majeski, Truck Series champion from last year, will be in there. Derek Thorne, of course, is going to race. David Gilliland, Todd's father, who led practices last year at the Snowball Derby, will be competing. And Bailey Curry. A Truck Series regular with Nice Motorsports,
and then
in competition. The Blue Man Group.
How about the Blue Man Group bringing 2 cars down?
You know what?
See who they put in those.
I bet you that Luke Baldwin could be one of them. I just talked about maybe why I'm surprised not that Luke Baldwin maybe didn't find a ride for this race. He could be one of those two.
Yeah, I mean, it very easily could be. Yeah, I mean, I see it being that. Because I know Rick Ware isn't taking they're not even taking a car to the Snowflake. Rick Ware isn't.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm surprised by that. Also, speaking of the Snowflake, I know Keelan Harvick will make his run at the Snowflake. There's no official entry list yet for the Snowflake 125.
I'm pretty sure Jade's running.
Is she really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
We are going to have a great 4 days. I am so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
We are going to be at the track from like 8 a.m. to like 11 p.m. every night. I am so excited. It's going to be great. I love the racetrack.
You're like me. The racetrack's your happy place.
It literally is. I
I'm one of
my favorite day was at the Thunder Road Harley Davidson 200 when I woke up on the South Boston property to engines roaring around the track. Best wake up call ever.
You know,
I'm like a blissful, joyous little boy when I'm at the racetrack. It just makes me smile.
I'm the same way. I love it.
I do too. I'm glad we get to experience it together.
You know, we've had almost an hour to think about it now. Do you have a bonehead yet? Have you thought of one?
I do not.
Well, I guess we'll just share our bonehead of the week.
Okay.
I mean, it's got to be Sam Mayer.
Yeah.
Who else was it gonna be? I like Sam, but dude, you can't do that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, badass. Corey Heim, 7 wide.
I mean, just so cool.
I mean,
what a picture.
You could almost give it to all 7 of those guys for not wrecking, being 7 wide.
Absolutely. All on different tires too.
He had 3 tire strategies going on. Some guys with no tires, some guys with 2, some with 4. 7 wide on an overtime. Guys competing, 2 guys going for the championship. Some guys just trying to win the race. I mean, it was awesome.
Yeah, it really was. I'm going to have to give mine to, we're going to get into it, Logan Seavey. Wins the last 2 races in USAC competition in Central Arizona. And after what has really been an off year by his own standards. And
yeah,
that's
he can still get second.
I was gonna say,
he can still get second in
the
points, but he's been bad this year.
Yeah, it's saying a lot in his own standard, but good to cap it off with 2 wins and maybe give him a little bit of confidence going into the dirt off season. Although it really won't be much of an off season for them.
I mean, dang, the USAC midgets still have 2 weeks of racing left.
Exactly.
Out in California, it's actually one of my favorite times of the year because it is 2 weeks where the USAC midgets, which I think are some of the most pure racing of all. I mean, you've heard me just absolutely talk about how much I love the USAC midget series all year on here, and it's 2 weeks where they get to take center stage of all of racing in North America, really. And so I'm super excited to get to watch those races. But yeah, Logan Seavey, just like you said, won both nights out there at Central Arizona. I'm going to give a shout out to Ricky Thornton real quick. Guy made the Final Four in Lucas Oil, won, I don't even know how many races he won this year. He won a lot, definitely double digits. Went out and in his first non-wing 410 race, wins his heat race with a national series.
Wow.
I mean, he's one of those guys that can drive anything. He was out at Millbridge tonight in Charlotte running the running a winged micro sprint. So I mean, he's just a really good driver.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, Kyle Cummins wins the sprint car division of USAC, their championship. He had it locked up for, not mathematically locked up for a while now, but he's had it locked up for a little while now. But yeah, let's roll into the championship week for the World Outlaws because, yeah, the USAC racing was fun out of Central Arizona, but there wasn't a lot to it.
No. I was trying to look at Kyle Cummins' stats here on the year because I wanted to give him a little highlight.
Yeah.
I'm not being able to really find it. I've got USAC Racing here. him up to 2004, but not past 2004.
That's interesting.
I know.
2004.
His most wins in a season is matched at 2022 and 2023 with 4, but I feel like
He
he
definitely
beat
won
that.
more than 4
I
this
feel
year.
like he beat that this year. Let's go. Oh, that is not USAC. What the heck is going on? Let's try to find this. I don't know. You talk about something while I look for this.
Yeah, I just the World of Outlaws Championship weekend is rolling into Charlotte. 2 nights at Millbridge for the midgets, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday we get and Sunday. I think it's a 4-day show at the big half mile there on the property of Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thursday night it is just hot laps and qualifying for all 3 divisions that are rolling in. You have the World of Outlaws sprint cars, where David Gravel holds a 138-point lead over Buddy Kofoid, and then Bobby Pierce has a 124-point lead over Nick Hoffman.
Oh my gosh.
Did you find it?
I freaking found it. You know how I just said the most wins in a year for him was 4? Well, he won 10.
I was about to say he won way more than 4 this year.
He won.
I know that for a fact.
He won 10. His final points margin of 386 surpassed the all-time mark held by Pancho Carter since 1976. Along the way, Cummins accumulated 38 top 5 finishes and 44 top 10s, both new single-season series records formerly held by Brady Bacon in 2021. Furthermore, his 10 feature victories and 13 second-place results, Cummins' 23 top 2 finishes in 2025 broke the record of 21 top 2 finishes in a season held by J.J. Yaley since 2003.
So he did pretty good this year.
he broke half the record book. This is the Corey Heim and Connor Zilisch of USAC Racing.
And he's been around USAC for a long time.
Since 2003. He was a part of the season that J.J. Yaley set that record.
Well, old guys rule.
Old guys rule.
But yeah, tonight I just finished watching the midgets at Millbridge. Jacob Denny rolled in. He's got that championship almost locked up on the Extreme Outlaw side. He's setting at 3rd in the USAC Midget Championship, so potentially he can win 2 midget championships in 1 year.
Wow. That's
Which
crazy.
would be pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing to be. Carter Sarf won tonight, passing Cannon McIntosh in the closing laps. The one thing I just want to talk about tonight, just gloss over it. Hayden Wise, daughter of Josh Wise, who used to be in the Cup Series. You might know him from driving the Dogecoin car in the All-Star race 1 year, winning the fan vote from a bunch of Reddit users all rallying together. So that's what her dad is known for. She started on pole. Jacob Denny started 2nd. They were racing for the lead very early on and got collected in a wreck with a bunch of lap traffic, sending Jacob Denny to the work area and Hayden Wise to the rear of the field.
Dang.
Sucks for them. Great win by Carter Sarf, by the way. But I just want to get right into it. 3 races over 4 days for 3 divisions. And the main 2 that we want to talk about are the sprint cars and the super late models. 138-point lead and 124-point lead with 3 races in each of these left. I don't see Gravel or Bobby Pierce losing this.
Yeah, no. I don't think so either.
I don't think anybody. I think Bobby Pierce, even though he has a smaller lead, has a better shot to win.
Yeah, I really hate it for Buddy Kofoid.
I hate it for Kofoid because he had just knocked a huge chunk out of that.
Yeah, and we obviously talked about the whole deal at Lincoln.
Yeah, that just wasn't very that wasn't called for. But track conditions were awful this weekend at the Short Track World Finals. One of the shows got delayed a day, so they raced 2 shows in 1 day, and the track was all sorts of rutted up. Cars were, I think, just leaving the property because they didn't want to tear their cars up. It was just bad. So I just don't want it to be a situation where the track conditions hinder the racing because it's a 4-day show.
Yeah, and that's Where is it at?
It's in Charlotte.
Okay. I hope their track
Hey.
crew is good.
Hey, you're going to be in the area on Saturday night, depending on what time you get done in Sobo.
That's a good point.
And I think it's going until Sunday. I know it's going until Saturday. You might should go check it out, because you're talking about all the people that are going to be at South Boston, all the people who are going to be at the Snowball. You have a whole nother community where everyone is going to be there.
This is a good point. Might have to look into this after the show.
You might need to go check that out.
Maybe so.
Because there's probably going to be at least 50 cars for both series there.
Goodness.
And then they have their dirt car super modified series that usually races up in New England.
Wow.
That Stuart Friesen races in usually.
Oh, yeah.
Before his bad injury.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. But yeah, I don't see Gravel or Bobby Pierce losing these championships.
No. And I think it would be the first, what is it? I saw something about Gravel. Something about back-to-back
It'll be his second championship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be his back-to-back championship. Bobby Pierce has, I don't know how many he's won in a row, but it's more than 2 or 3, I think. I think this might be number 5 in a row, but I'm not sure. It's either 4 or 5.
Let's see.
But while you're looking at that, the Gateway Dirt National Super Late Models announced their lineup for the Dirt Nationals. Dirt in December, the Dome in St. Louis, one of the coolest events of the year.
Wow, this is really, really weird seeing Bobby Pierce with a hairline. I'm so serious. I did not know that existed. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Bobby Pierce doesn't have a whole... Have you noticed that there's a lot of race car drivers that just don't have good hair?
I know.
It's the helmets.
I'm so sad for them.
It's got to be the helmets.
Maybe so.
But Thursday's headliners for their prelim night, Bobby Pierce, Brandon Shepard, Devin Moran, and Hudson O'Neal's dad, Don O'Neal, are all racing. And then Friday has an absolutely loaded prelim night. Hudson O'Neal, Ricky Thornton Jr., Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Overton, Tyler Carpenter, who's won the event before, Jimmy Owens, Mike Marlar, and Billy Moyer Sr., all racing on the same prelim night.
Gosh.
I think if you ended up drawing Friday, you're just in a bad situation already.
Yeah.
You find anything out about Bobby Pierce's championships?
I'm looking for it right now. I'm still not finding it. Hold on. I mean, I've got his stuff for this year. 11 feature wins this year in 40 races. So he's won more than 25%. But I'm not finding his championships.
Anyway. He's the favorite to win it every year, though.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know, do you have anything you want to look out for this race weekend with the World of Outlaws? Like, is there anything interesting other than, a lot of the high limit guys are going to be there.
That's true.
And a lot of the Lucas guys are going to be there too.
It's going to be a big dirt weekend. It really is.
So this is one of the events I was telling you about, that it's like when both sanctioning bodies get together, you have a competition level that I think is, you can lay down the list and just write down the drivers. And those lineups read like an IndyCar Series race or a Cup Series race, talent-wise. I mean, you're looking at the best of the best and 35 of the best instead of 15 of the best.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be
for
good.
both series. So it's going to be great. I'm definitely going to be watching those all weekend. Super excited for it.
It's going to be good.
But
that's all I've got.
Wrapping up the what we'll call the regular season of the B Main.
Episode number 21.
Our episodes are going to be a lot shorter in the off season. They're going to be mostly regular, I think. I think the way the USAC schedule falls, we're going to get 2 more episodes that are purely USAC midget related. So that's going to be fun. Our next episode, we're going to, talk about everything that happened at the World Outlaws Championship week, as well as the South Boston Krush 250. And so our episodes are going to be way shorter in the off season. And then the episode after that will be the USAC West Coast Swing.
As well
And
as
then our
the
Snowball
official
episode.
preview for the Snowball.
And then the Snowball episode that will be the Snowball and Gateway Dirt National Weekend episode. Probably going to take a little bit of a Christmas break. Maybe have a short episode after the Tulsa Shootout. Then after the Chili Bowl. And then we're back.
Hey,
into
right after the Chili Bowl was when we made our first episode. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
I have a surprise on somebody who says they want to be on our 1-year anniversary episode. So I'll tell you after I'll tell you after we record. But I'm gonna make everybody else wait.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, if you want to sponsor us, we would love some sponsors. We're trying to get some stickers made and try to maybe put some stickers on drivers' cars at the Snowball Derby. We would love some extra cash to be able to do that. It's hard on a senior in college and graduated college student, on a little hard on the early bank accounts. So the B Main Podcast 2024 at gmail.com. Please hit us up with any inquiries. Gavin is checking those each and every week. We appreciate you for watching. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Until then, stay safe and keep watching racing.
All right.